Good evening and thank you for joining us. Today is Monday, 30th January 2023. Collect your PVC and vote. Your vote is your voice. On the news this evening, PDP national leadership takes over court cases against APC Accord in Rivers State. Governor Wike accuses PDP NWC of anti-party activities. Resident doctors suspend planned nationwide strike. Banks in Port Harcourt pay customers with lower denomination notes amid scarcity of new naira notes. On the foreign scene, at least 32 killed in Pakistan mosque blast. I am Constance Mega. The PDP national leadership has taken over the party's court case against the APC and Accord candidates in Rivers State. Now, when the appeal came up in court today, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Johnson Usman, announced his appearance as the new lawyer. Also, one of the lawyers hired by the PDP in Rivers State to represent the party in its lawsuits against the APC and the Accord, Dike Udenna, informed the court that they have been debriefed on the matter following a letter from the National Legal Advisor of the PDP. The three-man panel of the appeal, led by Justice Joseph Ikie, later adjourned the matter to Friday for hearing. While counsel to the PDP National Working Committee, Johnson Usman, spoke to newsmen.
I am in court this morning because the People's Democratic Party PDP, through its national legal advisor, briefed me to take over an appeal filed by PDP against INEC and candidates of other political parties, which appeal is pending before this Court of Appeal, Port Harcourt Division. By the PDP Constitution, every case filed is filed on the authority of the National Legal Advisor, pursuant to NWC resolution. I announced my appearance and informed the court that I was just briefed, and I pray for a short date for me to look at the processes filed and then take a position in accordance with my briefing.
Also, lawyer to Accord, Abdul Hamid Mohammed, spoke on the matter.
This is a proceedings that has an offshoot from the Federal High Court. We won at the Federal High Court. You are aware that all the suits were struck out. They now appeal against that ruling. We are here. We file all our processes. We have exchanged briefs. Well, they have the right to change counsel, and change of counsel is a constitutional right. So we didn't oppose it, and then the matter is adjourned to Friday this week.
On his part, lawyer to APC, Mustafa Abraham, was disappointed the matter was not heard.
Today was for hearing. All the processes were in and we came prepared for that purpose. But to our surprise, the counsel to PDP informed us that PDP has debriefed them from proceeding with the appeal. And in the interest of fair hearing, the court said let us come back on Friday to know what is the current position from the party.
Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that the appeal court was expected to hear the appeal filed by the PDP against the judgment of a federal high court presided over by Justice Daylor Pam, which struck out its suit against the candidacy of the Accord governorship candidates and the National Assembly candidates of the APC. While reacting to this, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike threatened to retaliate the national leadership of the PDP for taking over the court cases of the Rivers State PDP against the APC and Accord candidates. Well, Governor Wike spoke at a PDP rally in Eche local government area of the state today.
Me too, I will hit them back by tomorrow. I will hit them back by tomorrow. Nobody will go touch us when they will get wound for anybody. And we have started it. We are voting for our people here. Now you have told us you are doing anti-party. We'll show you what anti-party is. We have not touched them around and then. Now let's start anti-party. What can I watch for tomorrow? What is going to happen to them?
Well, he accused the party's National Working Committee of working with the opposition political parties in the state to frustrate the matter.
Those of them in Abuja who are talking about anti-party, we don't catch them now. Now then they do the anti-party. And I told them, anti-party begets anti-party. You know, say, we carry this small party here. When they do what the law talk, we carry them go court. APC, SDP. And I see what they do now. The people where the Abuja always say they be national. They can't go collude with them. Go write our lawyer letter. Make our lawyer remove hand. In order to kill the cases, we will find. I don't tell our lawyer, make them remove hand. The case goes back to no problem.
Moving on, as INEC plans to hold a mock accreditation exercise across the country this weekend, a former INEC electoral commissioner, Barito Bagi, has called on Nigerians to take advantage of the exercise and publicize their observations to the commission.
People should take advantage of this. They should go and present themselves, wherever they are doing the testing. Then at the end of the day, whatever whatever the observation is, they should raise it. Mind you, this is not the first time they are using beavers, but to build more confidence in the people to understand that these beavers will work. From what I have been told about the beavers, it's going to work anywhere. The system will work anywhere. That is what I have been assured. There's no connectivity. As soon as you get to where there's connectivity, it will do the transmission.
On his part, the executive director of We the People, Ken Henshaw, is concerned over the timing and locations for the mock accreditation.
It's a step in the right direction, and it may, revalidate the entire process and make it more reliable and more trustworthy. But it's important to say that in testing that technology, that INEC takes into consideration its geographical spread across local government areas of Nigeria. It's important that INEC choose its model locations for testing the beavers across all the parts of Nigeria. So in desert territories with limited internet network, in riverine areas, in cities, in clustered areas, and so on and so forth.
Also, social activist DK Johnson advised INEC to urgently address any observations that will arise from the exercise before the elections.
A litmus test for their performance forthcoming election a month from now. Ensure that if there's any lapses, it should be sorted out before the election proper. And this is not the time that politicians will want to start trying out activities that they all sail through the process. So their eyes should be wide open to see if there's any malpractices so that they can mitigate against it before the main elections. Nigerians are very much alert and concerned about what will be the outcome of the forthcoming general election.
Well, recall that INEC says it plans to use 12 polling units in Rivers State in six local government areas of the state for the mock accreditation that is scheduled for this weekend. Gokana and Opobonkoro were picked for the mock accreditation in Rivers South Senatorial District, while Ikwere and Obiakpo will be used for Rivers East Senatorial District. Asaritoru and Boni were selected for Rivers West Senatorial District. Well, INEC says the mock accreditation exercise is to test the BVAS machines. In another development, the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria is asking INEC to hold the general elections in one day. Secretary General of the Council, Nafiu Baba Ahmed, in a news conference, said violence might erupt after the first elections on 25th February due to the desperation of some politicians who want to cause a crisis to stop the elections. He said security agencies are already overstretched and may not be able to handle the looming political crisis. Away from that, the federal government says whatever action taken against anyone who undermines the nation's democracy is right and justified. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said this today in Abuja at the President Muhammadu Buhari Administration Scorecard Series. Elsewhere, a former Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, will tomorrow appear again in court in the United Kingdom, where he has been accused of human trafficking. The lawmaker was in June 2022 arrested at Heathrow Airport in London after Staines Police Station received a report from a young man claiming to have been trafficked into the UK by Ekweremadu and his wife Beatrice, where Mr. Ekweremadu denies the allegations. Still ahead, resident doctors suspend planned nationwide strike. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, says the Abuja-Kaduna train service, which was suspended on Friday, will resume tomorrow. The suspension was due to a train that derailed at Kubwa Station. NRC Director of Operations, Niyi Ali, made this known in a statement today. Now to health stories. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has suspended its planned strike. Well, this comes after the National Executive Committee meeting of the association in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, reviewed the progress on the doctors' demands. The doctors had threatened to embark on a nationwide strike earlier this month over the government's failure to address their demands. Now, they were demanding an upward review of the Medical Residency Training Fund, payment of outstanding arrears of the new hazard allowance, and the payment of the consequential adjustment of the minimum wage to some of its members. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says the country is at a very high risk of increased Lassa fever transmission. The agency, in a statement today, said it has activated the National Multisectorial Emergency Operations Center for Lassa fever at Level 2 to coordinate and strengthen ongoing response activities in the country. The NCDC says Nigeria has so far recorded 244 confirmed cases, with 37 deaths from 16 states and the FCT. In business, some banks in Port Harcourt now pay customers with lower denomination Naira notes following the scarcity of the new notes. It comes amid the extension of the deadline for old Naira notes. Our correspondent, who visited some banks in Port Harcourt, reports that some ATMs of commercial banks along Aba Road are still not dispensing the new Naira notes. And at the counter, customers are being paid with 100, 50 and 20 Naira notes. Well, some of the customers spoke about the extension by the CBN.
They super extend based on money never dey rampant like that, so that any things go easy for people for the country.
The extension is good, but the real point is for the bank to serve the people. Like for example, now the ATM is not working. Go inside the bank, they are not giving money. Some people are with children, they are hungry, and there's no way to get food. Let government actually tell us sincere what they are doing against the citizens of this nation.
This is like fourth bank or fifth. Some banks are not dispensing the new Naira notes at all. Just 100, no new notes at all. Only deposit we can deposit. We cannot use with just ATM machine. Either is not dispensing or dispensing old notes.
In entertainment, Hollywood actress Lisa Loring, best known for her character Wednesday Addams in the first TV adaptation of The Addams Family in the 1960s, has died at the age of 64. Her daughter Vanessa Thunberg said she died of a stroke caused by high blood pressure. In sports, Everton have appointed Sean Dyche as their new manager following Frank Lampard's departure. Well, Lampard was sacked last week after a run of 10 games without a win left Everton 19th on the Premier League table.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
At least 32 people have been killed and 150 injured in a bombing at a mosque in the Pakistani city of Peshawar. A section of the building was destroyed, and officials say people are buried under the rubble. Most of those who died were part of the police force, and it is believed they were the target of the attack. Well, earlier reports said a bomber sitting in the front row had blown himself up, but this has not been confirmed, and no group has claimed responsibility. On the news this evening, you heard that the PDP national leadership has taken over the court cases against the APC and the CORD in Rivers State. Governor Nyesom Wike has accused the PDP National Working Committee of anti-party activities. Resident doctors have suspended their planned nationwide strike. Banks in Port Harcourt are now paying customers with lower denomination of the Naira notes amid a scarcity of the new notes. And on the foreign scene, at least 32 people have been killed and 150 injured in a bombing at a mosque in the Pakistani city of Peshawar. The news was edited by Martha Okere. Clear weather in Port Harcourt this evening. Collect your PVC and vote. Your vote is your voice. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you for listening. Good evening.